Normally, I sell routes for people who do not want to be found, but tonight I will give you a free story instead. They call it Deliroboros, a mechanical predator of dead subways, treating everything ahead of it as work. Its head arrives first, with 4 mandibles that devastate, slanted cutters that eviscerate, and twin torches that incinerate. It does not stalk so much as persist, a forgotten worker that never clocks out. The face moves like a toolbox that learned to bite. Tiles seem to tremble. Rails are left with heated bruises. You hear no roar, only layered scraping, metal screaming through stone. Even the posters hold their breath. If the air starts to feel moist, the darkness starts to glow red, or dust in the air forms straight columns, that is your first and only warning. Maps age fast. The loops rewrite themselves as the machine redraws corridors, splicing rails, carving tunnels, and pointing paths to nowhere. Travelers ask for charms, but they will not help. You need eyes, ears, light, and reliable gear. If you plan to reach your goal, carry parts you can trust and maps that fit your hand. For work this precise, I send people to a reliable shop, PCBWay. They print circuit boards, machine parts, and cast fine resins to spec. If you need crisp detail for tight tolerances, ask for their UTR 3000 resin. It holds edges, keeps cost sane, and gets you from sketch to working proof without losing your path. On a closed platform, I met a Dominion traveler warming his hands on a thermos. A clean uniform looked strange in the unregulated zone. He offered a sip, then asked why I guide people through dead stations. He did not need my help, only answers. Then he traded me a rule: watch the dust. If it turns to straight rain, do not run. Put your chest to the railroad ties, keep low, and count to 12. The air will go heavy first. The rails will heat. A noise like a train braking overhead will rise and end quickly. Before he climbed the stairs, he added, almost politely, that no such machine exists. His words were calm, but his eyes kept checking the dark. Dominion travelers rarely treat legends carefully. One younger soul was not so wise. Seeking adventure beyond the Dominion's gaze, he slipped through a maintenance door at dusk, into Deliroboros' silent tunnels, and into the regard of a broken mind, a machine wandering its own labyrinth of corrupted logic. He laughed at warnings, never looking back. He entered grinning, jacket zipped and academically brave, folklore was coursework to him. He wanted a shortcut, not a warning. The station felt ordinary. Peeling posters, cracked tile, and a metallic taste that sat on the tongue. He walked the ties like a tourist, amused by his echo. Neat pitting repeated in the ballast, scrapes scored through the ceiling, and rails were slightly crooked. He recalled lectures on infrastructure wear and easily ignored it. He stayed optimistic, proud of slipping past the border guards, but his mental map frayed. This curve didn't swing so far right. Was there always a second opening on the left? Entire rails were missing. Maybe scavengers stripped them, or a collapse shifted the lines. He pushed on, doubt gnawing, thoughts starting to shake. He rationed his pack, running only the lamp. The walk turned into a spiral that never closed. His bottle ran dry. He told himself he could reach daylight by morning, then realized he no longer knew what morning was down here. The map in his head unraveled. Curves were wrong. Openings appeared where walls should be. Some stretches felt newly cut, others eroded into scars. He tried to file each doubt under erosion and kept moving while the dark strained his eyes. Folklore from class blurred. Warnings, rhymes, a machine with a job that never ends. Maybe not a monster at all, he thought. Maybe a maintenance unit. The collective had rotted. Logic toppled like dominoes. The Dominion would have destroyed it, he decided. They always do. A sharp clatter snapped the thought. Ballast spilled from a cracked seam. A slab let go and slammed the platform. His lamp swung wild. Nothing there. Only dust, falling straight, then still. He steadied his lamp and felt the fear arrive the way cold arrives, complete and biting. Alone now, he wanted out. Pride gave way to logic. Water gone, battery low, and no map matched the ground. The tunnel did not look scavenged anymore. It looked altered. Rails were sliced clean and pushed aside. Rebar stalks in the walls ended on angles, like a trimmed hedge of steel. Tiles were sheared, not shattered. He thought of the Dominion and its rules, and how easy it is to sneer at a shelter until the roof goes missing. He turned to retrace his steps. Somewhere ahead, he could hear a faint echo that wasn't his. The Deliroboros moved like a train that had learned to hunt. First, the rhythm, pistons snapping in pairs, then the air pressing against his chest. It took the curve and revealed itself, a segmented body, over a dozen meters long, the head arriving first. Familiarity of construction yellow did not soothe. Years of scars and rust turned its legs into a thicket of man-length spikes. It did not look angry, it looked intent. Misters along the flanks hissed and hammered the dust until the air hung wet. In his dim beam, particles that once swirled fell in straight columns. The legs kept count, feet punching stone with brutal surgical blows. Two longer rear legs bit like ice picks. The body leaned, and the head drove forward, perfectly coordinated. Rails behind curled aside in clean arcs. Rebar necks were chopped in a single guillotine strike. His mouth opened, but the tunnel swallowed the sound. The screech of metal rising, the ground grinding beneath, and the ticking of grit against walls. It was too late to recall procedures. He stood, shaking, lamp jittering, thoughts splintering. The red thickened, turning his hands into silhouettes. For an instant, he thought it would turn. It did not. It regarded him as background, as stock, as one more surface to pass through. Torches burned, mandibles gnawed. The work continued. The noise rose to a perfect cacophony, then stopped. When the lamp steadied, dust still fell in columns, and his glove lay inside out on the stone. That is the tale as we have it. No witness remains to confirm it. Remember it in one breath. In abandoned tunnels lies a machine that never stops, red-eyed yet tireless, treating people as rubble. Young adventurers, heed warnings and tame your pride. If dust falls in straight columns, do not run. Get low on the ties, face down, and count to 12. Keep your light steady and your route simple. Avoid dead tunnels. Enjoy the streets. Let the old underground keep its dangers. Leave curiosity for the daylight travelers.
Thank you for making time to engage with this broadcast. Your attention supports the mission of the Royal Archive. Additional gratitude is extended to Royal Archive patrons, whose contributions sustain the continued recovery and review of critical records. Access ad-free visual reports for $1 per month, or join the Archive Discord for $3 per month. Submit recommendations or concerns below. All entries are subject to review by the Royal Technocratic Dominion. This transmission is now concluded. Until next time, goodbye.